I guess I'm just doing a bunch of new stuff these days. Today I'm going to a party, a garage party, kind of all of those things. Not historically my bag, but things that I'm actually very excited about because of just like who's doing them, and I don't know, the vibe is just different than maybe what it would have been for me a few years ago, maybe a decade ago or something like that. So I'm going to a garage party at Millrace Motor Club's new spot in St. Louis Park. They just started parking vehicles inside, so storing the vehicles, like 2 days ago. I was talking to them, and they finished the build out, at least of the storage part, and kind of the clubhouse part won't open up until spring or something like that. But they're putting this party on, which sounds super cool. It's kind of a Cars and Coffee type thing. It's not Cars and Coffee, obviously. It's like completely independent from that, but it's kind of a car show, a meetup, but in their garage, in their storage garage, and just kind of also like, you know, a party to be like, hey, we're doing this thing. It's kind of officially opened, and we want to have people over. And so, obviously, I joined Millrace Motor Club, I don't know, a little bit ago, at least when this video will come out, a little bit ago. And I just really think what they're doing is cool, want to go support them, but also want to be able to like show y'all what's going on and give a sneak peek of what Millrace is up to right now. And the garage party starts at 4. I'm gonna do my best to be on time, which historically is not my strong suit. And honestly, fashionably late is typically pretty ideal for me, partly because I'm just a little bit of a fish out of water at like parties. That said, this isn't a party in the traditional sense. This, I think, will be something a little bit different, and generally, I'm expecting it to be somewhat chill, but we'll see. I could be wrong. Their posts have gotten quite a few shares on social media for this party in particular, so we'll see. But before I head out there, there's a few things that I want to get done. One of which is making sure that this video and this channel kind of upping the quality. I mentioned that on the first video, and I got a few things for it, but historically what I've been using for this channel is a very minimalist setup. And I've been doing that because it's very, very easy for me to just carry this thing around. I have, I think, like 3 cameras and a handful of really nice lenses. This is the cheapest of the cameras, at least the cheapest of the newest cameras. This lens is a manual focus vintage lens. Let me see if I can maybe show you. So it's the Sony ZV-E1. I know this isn't a camera channel, but it's got this vintage lens, which is all manual focus, got the manual ring there, and it's got the adapter here. It's a cool camera and a cool setup, and I actually really like the lens, generally speaking, as like just walking around taking photos and maybe getting, it's a little dirty on the lens there, and maybe getting like a bit of character with that vintage lens. It's a 28 millimeter lens, f2.8, so it really nice character on this, but it's so difficult to vlog with. It's so difficult to make these videos with and film myself at all because it's manual focus. And you know, there's a screen on the camera, so like, you know, if you're me, I can do this, I can see this screen. But if I'm at all far away, even if I'm 5 feet away, I can't see if I'm like tack sharp in focus. I can see if it's like decent, but not quite all the way there. So this is the old setup. I think for now I'm keeping this body because it has a really small form factor, and I'm gonna continue to use this body actually that I'm shooting it on for my main channel and things that don't have to move as much. Maybe I'll eventually switch to this camera, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts in the comments. Is this camera, does it look way better? Keep in mind it also has a really nice lens on it that I'm just so torn about all of these things. So I have this one with the manual lens. It's just getting a little too complicated. The small form factor, the kind of like tossability of it, which is disrespectful to the camera, but I really like that about it. But the room for error is just too great with it. So what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is switch over to this this lens, while keeping the camera, the body, the same. The interesting thing is that I pretty much instantly lose the form factor, right? So now it's the Sony 16-35. It's a really, really nice lens, a G Master lens. I've even got the ND filter on the front, which is really helpful in kind of to keep things cinematic, but this form factor is kind of huge. I have a lens on this camera right now, which, by the way, has just really, really nice depth of field. So I'm torn. This lens, 24 millimeter, the one you're looking at right now, or this lens, which I think I'll just put on right now and let you see the difference. 16-35, 24 millimeter, 16-35, 24 millimeter. And so this is the camera body that I intend to be using for this channel because it's so simple and generally the smaller form factor. That said, now I have this pretty big lens on it right now, which is the 16-35, and this is what that combination looks like when zoomed out to 16, which is one of the biggest reasons that I want to use this lens rather than the 24 millimeter lens, because like I said, I think this lens, it actually looks better, but it's only 24 millimeter, whereas this one has this nice wide angle, so if I want to hold the camera, I can, and it doesn't look too insane. If I want to zoom in pretty far, I can do that as well. And there's just so much usability in being able to zoom even just this little bit that I think it's basically, I just have to have the zoom capability. And if I'm upgrading to a slightly larger lens, why not go all the way to where I can, you know, zoom and have this autofocus, which is huge, by the way. So, for example, to be able to show you something and have it lock in and then do that, have it lock back on my eyes, that's huge. And it's just such peace of mind that, yeah, the small lens is cool, but this is just going to be so much easier. So filming like this becomes possible, where before it was frankly, basically impossible to walk around, film myself on that, you know, manual lens that was quite a bit more zoomed in than this. And got the mic, so got the DJI mic mini. It's under this sweatshirt right now. Sweatshirt, sweatshirt, just kidding. But I think this is gonna sound quite a bit better. The form factor of the mic mini is really, really nice. I have bigger mics. I guess I'm just hoping that some of this form factor can stay really small and slick, but if not, I guess I'll size back up to the bigger mic. There are a couple more things that I want to get done before heading to the garage party. And I only got 2 hours before I got to pick up Chris, because Chris is coming with me. So, better get going. So first of which is that there's so much good usable space back here, and I've never really had a good organization process or really anything good to organize the space with. The truth is, the Granny, I'm just super on the fence about. Maybe I'll make a video about it at some point. If anybody's curious, anytime somebody asks me like, how do you like that thing? I'm like, boy, I like it, it's cool. I just like waffle, but I drive my pickup way more. But I digress. If I keep the Granny, I'll figure out a more permanent solution. The thing about these inverters, in my experience, is when you're just plugging them into like a traditional cigarette lighter, they can really like overcharge your like kind of sensitive electronics. If you kind of leave a phone on, for example, it will kind of kill the battery life. I think it just charges too much. You'll actually feel the phone, oh my God. Que un desastre. Okay, I just dropped that little, oh my God, I can't believe I found it that fast. I'm also curious, as I've not used the auxiliary power particularly extensively in the Granny. I've used it a bit, but not for like kind of this, which is very much like what I had in mind. This crate is actually pretty slick. It folds down to this, and then does that. The little walls kind of go down like that, and then I guess there's this bottom piece can go onto the top and act as like a tabletop. Kind of cool. And we head to St. Louis Park for Millrace Motor Club's first ever event in their new space, and really the final car show of the year, basically for all of Minnesota. After this, weather just becomes too unpredictable and people put their classic cars away, or they store them in a place like Millrace. I was actually genuinely nervous for Kyle, Britt, and Matt at Millrace for how many people would actually turn out to this event. But the turnout was better than I expected, and this new space is so cool for something like this.